Gá bhíolas a 15 pop ar hain ceiste dó. We've got to solve the equation x cubed minus 3x squared minus 9x plus 11 is equal to 0. We need to write the answer in the form of a plus b times the square root of c, where a, b and c are integers. So step 1, we're going to find one of the roots. We do this by letting x equal 1, 2 or 3. By trial and error we find one of the roots. So we'll start off with x is equal to 1. So we're going to have 1 cubed minus 3 multiplied by 1 squared minus 9 multiplied by 1 plus 11 equal to 0. We get 1 minus 3 minus 9 plus 11 is equal to 0. So 1 plus 11 gives us 12, minus 3 minus 9 gives us minus 12, which is equal to 0. Therefore, x equals 1 is one of our roots. So now we need to work to find the other two. In order to do this, we change our root into a factor. So if x equals 1 is a root, x minus 1 is a factor of x cubed minus 3x squared minus 9x plus 11. In order to find the other two roots, we need to divide this factor into the cubic equation. We're going to do this two different ways. We're going to use the array model, and we're also going to use long division, just to show the two different ways that we can do it. So because we have a cubic equation, we're going to draw a box with 3 columns and 2 rows. Then we're going to put in the first term and the last term. Our factor goes on the side, and now we work to fill in the 3 blank spaces at the top and the 4 blank spaces inside the box. So first of all, when we divide x into x cubed, we get x squared. Now I can fill in the space below x cubed, so x squared multiplied by minus 1 gives me minus x squared. We have 11 inside the box. One of the factors is minus 1, so the other factor is minus 11. Now I can fill in the space here. So minus 11 multiplied by x gives us minus 11x. Now I need to refer back to the equation to fill in the middle blanks. So I already have minus 11x in the box. So I have minus 9x in the equation. Therefore, I'm going to have 2x this box here. So if we have 2x in the box, minus 1 here, we're going to have minus 2x up here. Minus 2x multiplied by x gives us minus 2x squared. And now we just double check what's inside the box is the equation that we started off with. So we have our x cubed and our 11. Minus 11 plus 2 gives us our minus 9x. Minus 2x squared minus x squared gives us our minus 3x squared. So we know that we found the right quadratic equation. Now that we have this quadratic equation, x squared minus 2x minus 11, we can factorize in order to find the other two roots. Before we do this, we're just going to look at how we can find the exact same solution using long division. So now we need to solve for x and find two values for x. We start off by checking, can we factorize? The factors of minus 11 are never going to add or subtract to give us minus 2. So therefore we're going to use our minus b formula. So x is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So we just need to identify our a, b and c. So a is a coefficient of x squared, b is a coefficient of x, and c is our constant. After that, the only mistakes that people make really finding the two values for x are just kind of small mistakes with signs. So we just have to be careful as we're going through that we're not taking too many shortcuts It causes kind of silly mistakes. So minus minus 2, we get 2, plus or minus the square root of 4. Minus 4 by 1 gives us minus 4, by minus 11 gives us 44. All over 2. We get 2 plus or minus the square root of 48, all over 2. We continue to just simplify. We can break 48 up into the square root of 16 and the square root of 3. We get 2 plus or minus 4 times the square root of 3 over 2, which is 1 plus or minus twice the square root of 3. So now we found the two other roots. So our final answer, solving the cubic equation, we found x is equal to 1, x is equal to 1 plus 2 times the square root of 3, and x is equal to 1 minus 2 times the square root of 3. So to recap, we're given a cubic equation. We need to just use the trial and error method in order to find one of the roots. So we found x is equal to 1. Therefore we have one of the factors, x minus 1. We divide that into the cubic equation in order to find the quadratic, x squared minus 2x minus 11. We have two different methods we can use to do that. We then solve the quadratic equation using our minus b formula in order to find the other two values for x. So we found x plus twice the square root of 3, x minus twice the square root of 3. We leave it in this format. We don't simplify it or do anything else with it because they asked us to give the answer in the form of a plus b times the square root of c, which we've done.